Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the latest F.P.Journe Tourbillon Souverain. The original model debuted in 1999 and it combined a remontoir constant force device with a tourbillon. A world premiere at the time, it became the anchor of the entire F.P.Journe enterprise, last renewed in its entirety for 2019 when this variant, the TV, arrived. And the TV is not about television, it is a vertical tourbillon. You can see it obviously from the dial side. There's a logic behind it, and we'll get to that in a moment. The watch is 42 millimeters in diameter. In platinum, it's 13.8 millimeters thick. It's 51.7 millimeters lug-to-lug. There's a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. You can see right here we've got a calfskin strap. It's an F.P.Journe factory strap, pull-tab spring bars underneath so you can pop it off without a tool. It's a lovely honey brown, and there's a contrasting stitch. It's fairly thick with some bolstering with a sheer cut side lacquered for refinement. And we've got a simple F.P.Journe platinum pin buckle. The case is iconic. Blended lugs that turn about 90 degrees down from the horizontal of the case band, symmetrical domed case back and bezel with the mid-case defined by the flanges of the case back and the bezel. We've got the iconic, unbranded, but oh so identifiable double-dimpled knurled crown. And then curved spring bars are used because the lugs are drilled relatively close to the center of the case, and that helps to improve small wrist fit. It also creates a more integrated look with very little daylight between strap and case, but in order to prevent any impediment to their motion, the curve gives a little bit of extra clearance. Now we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. And I'll mention this, the watch on my scale was about 140 grams. So it's a weighty thing for a timepiece that includes no full clasp and no bracelet. But on my wrist, I would say my wrist can wear it, but nothing smaller can. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. You can see down the barrel, the lugs are inboard of the edge of my wrist, and I am pulling the strap fairly tight. But if your wrist is any smaller, you want to seek out the 40 and 38 millimeter Tourbillon Souverain predecessors of this model. Now with the domed bezel, despite being fairly thick, it will actually slip underneath most dress cuffs. So if you want to wear this with formal attire, it should not be a challenge. Taking a look at the case itself, you can see that the inner bezel is actually brushed, and then the dial features a sort of hobnail cut, a very fine hobnail cut. It's a solid gold dial with the exception of the time scales. So jumping seconds here, secondes mot, and hours and minutes. This is all grand faux enamel on a precious metal base. The rest of the dial is gold. The movement is 18 karat rose gold. The case is platinum. So again, over 140 grams for a watch that is just a pin buckle and a strap, a very heavy piece. On the dial side, we've got a power reserve indicator, and like marine chronometer style power reserve indicators, it indicates 0 when fully wound, so 0 hours since fully wound. That's important on a marine chronometer because those needed to be wound exactly 24 hours apart, so a deck clock or a navigation clock needed to indicate how many hours since winding rather than how much power reserve left. But it's 80 hours. Below a certain point, when the power reserve indicates this little red portion of the arc, you'll see the deadbeat starts sweeping, and the underlying remontoir mechanism, which you can just barely see through the dial right there, that will deactivate. When you see this sweeping, you need to wind the watch because the constant force mechanism that ensures constant force to the escapement will deactivate. And again, the red arc or sweeping seconds hand is your cue. The tourbillon is a controversial piece. Now, here are the basic facts. It's a 30-second tourbillon, so it makes 2 turns per minute. It is a 3 hertz beat rate. It is an overcoil hairspring, so really, regardless of what position it's in, it's going to keep very consistent time. It's free sprung and it's adjusted in 6 positions. So why is it vertical? Well, here's Journe's logic. The overcoil, the 6-position adjustment, the free sprung architecture, the remontoir, all these things help the watch to keep consistent time when it's on your wrist. The tourbillon cannot be relied upon to consistently cancel out the effects of gravity because whereas a pocket watch tourbillon might sit in one orientation all day in your pocket, a wristwatch tourbillon moves to and fro. But when it is on your desk or your dresser at night, every position, crown up, crown down, dial up, dial down. In every single one of those orientations, the tourbillon is vertical, and thus When it's not on your wrist, it will almost inevitably cancel out the effects of gravity, restoring Abraham Louis Breguet's original intent with the tourbillon regulator. So that is why it is vertical. Not for the times it's on your wrist, but for the times it's not. We've got this little cutaway that lets you see the remontoire, and on the case back, you can see the mechanism generally. Journe finishing has taken a step up over the last few years. So what we have here is genuinely estimable. It no longer feels crude for the price. The movement is made of solid gold, which is impressive, but look at the mirrored concave that reflects light and allows easier viewing of the tourbillon. Again, it's easier to see in person than on my camera. You're going to have to take my word. The beveling is now rounded and mirrored, no longer ugly machined bevels. We have circular Côte de Genève, we have solarization on the crown wheel, mirror polish with edge beveling on the steel parts. You could see the underlying pawl wheel and pawl of the remontoire and the remontoire spring. The idea here is that for most of the power reserve, this linear spring and not the mainspring barrel is what provides energy to the tourbillon. So constant force via this intermediate spring allows this to be adjusted for outstanding isochronous operation so that it will be very consistent thanks to the consistent force. And the movement is 33 joules. It is 15 French lean in diameter, which is about 34.2 millimeter casing up diameter, so it's a large movement to fill this case. And then all this is 30 meters water resistant, so you don't necessarily want to swim with it, but splashes are okay. Washing your hands, if you get caught in the rain, it should not be a problem. We have the iconic Holt head screws, so you and unqualified watchmakers cannot open up the watch. F.P.Journe making case, dial, and movement entirely in-house, a fully vertical manufacturer in spite of its limit of 1,000 pieces of mechanical watches per year. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.